Okay, guys, you know what was said in Nehru report, and if you don't know, just do one thing. Please press the subscription button and then go to the playlist with the name of British Era. There I have uploaded the Nehru report. Visit that as well. Now we are going to discuss what was react to the Nehru report. Nehru report was given in 1928. It was a constitutional recommendation report given by a committee that was set up under Jawaharlal Nehru. And when the report was given, a mixed reaction was seen on the report. Half of some segments in the India were not ready to accept this report, since this report was not an impartial report. It was a biased report, it was a tilted report, it was a totally rejecting the Muslim sentiments, so it was rejected by All India Muslim League. To consider the Nehru report, a all parties conference was called in December 1928. And the purpose of calling this all parties national conference was to consider the Nehru report. When the all parties national conference was called, Muslim League participated in this conference, and in this conference Jinnah recommended 3 amendments to the report. He said, if you are going to insert these 3 amendments in the Nehru report, okay, we are going to accept the Nehru report in the wider interest of Indian politics and the Indian issues. The first recommendation was that 1/3 representation for Muslims in central legislature. You know that in Nehru report it was said that the separate electorate should be replaced with joint electorate and reservation of seats for minorities. And he said that in place of reservation of seats for minorities, it should be inserted that 1/3 representation for Muslims, 1/3 seats must be reserved for Muslims in central legislature. So this was the first recommendation or the first amendment proposed. And the second amendment which was proposed by Muhammad Ali Jinnah was that Muslim representation in Punjab and Bengal must be on the basis of population, not for on the reserved seats. These two provinces, Punjab and Bengal, were Muslim majority provinces, and Jinnah had recommended that in these two provinces, in Punjab and in Bengal, Muslim representation must be on the basis of population, not 1/3 representation. And regarding residuary powers are those powers which are not explicitly mentioned in constitution, and he said that those residuary powers should be given to provinces. Those should not be vested in central government. And on the other hand, he was demanding for maximum provincial autonomy. So these were the 3 amendments which were proposed by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He said that 1/3 representation for Muslims in central legislature, Muslim representation in Punjab and Bengal on the basis of population, and residuary powers should be given to provinces. If you are going to accept these 3 amendments, we are going to accept Nehru report in the wider interests. Now, when Jinnah presented his amendments, or he demand for the amendments, Ambedkar, who was a Congress leader, Dr. Ambedkar, gave a very fantastic, very interesting remarks. Guys, Dr. Ambedkar, he was a well-learned politician, and this was the same man, the Dr. Ambedkar, who had drafted the Indian Constitution in 1947. He said that these amendments shows that the gulf between Hindus and Muslims is not that much wider. It was a common belief that the Hindus and Muslims were fighting all the time. They were fighting and they were not ready to mingle and they were not ready to sit together. He said that this concept is not true. Actually, there is not a big gulf between Hindus and Muslims. They can be bring together. It's possible to bring them on same table, Yet there is no desire to bridge the same. He said that the gulf between Hindus and Muslims is not much wider. Yet there is no desire to bridge the same. I think he was right. In fact, it was possible to bring some consensus between Hindus and Muslims. It was not impossible. The only thing that was lacking was the sincere efforts to bring Hindus and Muslims closer. This was lacking, and that was the observation upon the record, and obviously it was a correct observation. I also accepted that. And uh, see what the Congress did. They were totally not ready to bridge the gap between Hindus and Muslims. In fact, they were doing politics on this gap. They rejected the proposed amendments given by Jinnah. Obviously, what will be the reaction of Jinnah when his proposals were rejected? He rejected Nehru report. When his proposed amendments were rejected, he rejected Nehru report. When Muslim League, a huge, a major stakeholder in Indian politics, rejected the Nehru report, obviously the Nehru report was failed. Thank you for joining, guys. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and press bell icon. Once again, thanks for joining. Take care. Goodbye.